Oh, you already know we gotta talk about this. Giant megastructures found beneath the pyramids of Giza. You heard that right. Long lost civilization kinda confirmed? I really wonder if debunkers ever get tired of being wrong. Let's summarize everything about this find so far. I waited long enough before talking about it so enough info could come out and we could find out what's really going on. On March 16th, 2025, a conference was held in Italy discussing some new findings about the pyramids of Giza, using a revolutionary non-invasive scanning technology called synthetic aperture radar Doppler tomography. Yeah, try saying that 5 times fast. Or SAR for short. It's sort of like an X-ray radar type scanner that uses sound waves to penetrate the surface and see what's beneath it. And they found something beneath the middle pyramid of Khafre at the Giza Plateau, which initiated the Khafre project. The new scans show massive cylindrical structures that extend from the bottom of the pyramids way deep down into the bedrock below the surface. Pillars that appear to have some sort of wrapping coils or maybe pathways around them and go 648 meters underground. That's taller than the CN Tower, the Empire State Building, double the height of the Eiffel Tower, not to mention over 4 times the height of the pyramid itself. This is how it would look like to scale. At the very bottom of these pillars are 2 huge 80 by 80 meter cubes, which are said to go down even further, reaching up to 2 kilometers beneath the surface. 2 kilometers. That's 1.25 miles down for all you Americans. The scans show there to be at least 8 of these cylindrical wells arranged in 2 rows, and just completely blows our understanding of dynastic Egyptians out of the water. The crazy conspiracy nuts may have been right this entire time. Now, what's really special about these synthetic aperture radar scans that led to this discovery is that they can be taken from a satellite. Unlike traditional ground penetrating radar, which also shows us X-ray-like scans of what's beneath the surface, which requires the equipment to be used on the ground and would hence also need special permission to be used in these ancient sites of interest. And we know ancient sites like Giza are very heavily guarded by certain gatekeepers. These can be taken from satellites in orbit or even drones in the sky, meaning they have free range to scan virtually anywhere in the world, and don't require permission from the authorities of those ancient sites to investigate them, potentially ushering in a new era of independent researchers of those ancient sites that would have otherwise not been allowed to do so. We do have LiDAR drones which can take scans of the surface from the air, but those can't penetrate to see what's underground. This SAR technology was previously mainly used on volcanoes and other natural geological formations, but these guys right here, Filippo Biondi and Corrado Malanga, have brought it into the archaeological world, which they use not only to see what's under the Giza Plateau, but create 3D models of the pyramids as well, revealing 5 more previously unheard of chambers along the base of the Pyramid of Khafre, each with 5 horizontal levels and a sloping roof. The same structure as the main King's Chamber in the Great Pyramid, 5 more of which were now found in another pyramid. These 5 chambers appear to be connected by intricate pathways right above the 8 vertical pillars, and is why some believe the spirals may perhaps be staircases. The researchers behind this discovery themselves claim these structures are not only below the middle pyramid, but the entire Giza Plateau, with a complex underground network of structures, pathways, and chambers that interconnect all of the main pyramids, including Khafre, Khufu, and Menkaure, which, reminder, the data suggests may reach down up to 2 kilometers below the surface. This is insane. Was this meme right the entire time? Now, these 3D renderings of the structures are just artistic depictions based on the data, and may not actually look anything like this. It's just a guess. But regardless of how they really look, there is just no way that dynastic Egyptians 4,000 years ago or even more could have built anything as sophisticated and enormous as this using the technology we know they had at the time. Given how incredibly monumental and complex these structures are, there's also no way these would have been built for aesthetic or even ritualistic purposes. Everyone agrees something like this would have been built for a more functional, perhaps a mechanical or even energy-related function, like the Giza power plant theory. A theory that suggests the pyramids harnessed the natural vibrations of the earth and converted them into energy used by the Egyptian Empire, or a more advanced civilization that existed there far, far before them. Christopher Dunn's Giza power plant theory does suggest there was some sort of mechanism that captured the natural resonances of the earth deep below the pyramids, which were then converted through a series of chambers and special processes to produce energy. And I mean, what better way to capture Earth's vibrational energy than by going 2 kilometers down below the surface, transmitting it upwards into the pyramids through long cylindrical wells with pathways that wrap around them that do seem to somewhat resemble a Tesla coil, a known transmitter of electricity, linking it to Nikola Tesla's attempt to capture energy from deep within the earth and transmit it wirelessly around the world for free through his Wardenclyffe Tower project, which he made no secret was inspired by the pyramids that he believed held a similar function, suggesting this could be further evidence that the pyramids were once in fact part of an ancient global energy grid. A crazy nonsense fringe theory that this find sorta does support. The researchers behind this find themselves suggest that a vast underground city exists beneath the pyramids and is exactly what we're looking at with their scans, where the legendary Hall of Records of lost pre-Atlantean knowledge is rumored to be found, and they even insist these structures could be up to 38,000 years old. Myths of underground cities beneath the Giza Plateau and the Sphinx have been circulating for centuries. We've even caught glimpses of incredible finds deep beneath the surface of Egypt, only for them to get closed up and swept under the rug all the time. Like the discovery of chambers beneath the Sphinx that leading Egyptian authorities like Zahi Hawass himself bragged about and then later denied. Or the Tomb of the Birds, NC2, just off to the side, believed to be an entrance to this underground complex, but is now of course sealed and off limits. I don't think I even need to tell you that Egyptologists like Zahi Hawass and all your favorite internet Google debunkers are all calling this find complete nonsense, based on the fact that the abstract this discovery was based on was from an independent research team and not peer-reviewed, so therefore it must not be real. And you already know that even if it does get peer-reviewed by the experts, they're just gonna vehemently deny it like they've done with any other find of this nature. Also claiming that the SAR scanning technology is too new, isn't very accurate, and doesn't even go that deep. So the team actually tested it on the Osiris shaft, a known subterranean tunnel system in the Giza Plateau. And well, it was pretty accurate, mapping the shaft to a high level of detail, which we can confirm is what it actually looks like. SAR doesn't seem to be as unreliable as they claim. Through this test scan, they even stumbled upon what they claim to be an unopened sarcophagus deep in the Osiris shaft, among many other new, previously unheard of tunnels. Seriously, it's like every time someone scans something in the Giza Plateau, they find something new. Discoveries like these that completely shatter the narrative and go against everything that archaeology has been preaching for years does kind of require outside independent researchers to come in and shake things up, instead of relying on the jaded career archaeologists who have been taught and teach a certain paradigm for their entire lives. The next step here would be to go on the ground and perform more in-depth scans with ground-penetrating radar to get a better picture of what's really going on. But there's just one thing you'd need in order to do that: permission from the gatekeepers. And somehow I don't think they're gonna let anyone do that anytime soon, because every time we do make a discovery like this, it gets mocked, downplayed, and swept over, just like Göbekli Tepe, another narrative-altering ancient site they're excavating at a snail's pace and outright destroying it in the process. If there really were powers that be who want to control a certain narrative, it would be for good reason. They want to keep the public calm and in control. But if that's the case, discoveries like these will always get debunked, and anyone who supports them will get mocked and get called liars and frauds, as I'm sure my beloved debunkers are in the comments. In my opinion, it's our duty as independent thinkers to always question what we're told is real and keep our minds open, or we'll forever live blinded to what's really out there.